Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Voices of the Void. And last time some really crazy stuff happened. We learned that the creature in the cave may not actually be as hostile as we had initially assumed, actually saving our lives when we almost died of exhaustion down there, bringing us back to the surface before Monique's eyes, although she was nonchalant about it as always. We also had yet another alien incursion, this time focused on the hull. They cut into it with sentries and beams of light to mark the area, some kind of what I can only describe as being like a drill, and some kind of robotic bird creature overseeing the whole thing, which, upon looking back at the footage, seemed like it was bending over and dropping something into it. I don't know what that could have been, but if it is actually open now, that's going to be our goal for the day. We had some trouble with climbing in the caves last time, but maybe this will be a little easier? Also, I've been thinking about what our next big purchase is going to be, and since we are at the point where we're starting to make our base look nicer, I'm realizing we have kind of let it go a lot. I think the next big purchase should be the 1,000 credit behemoth of the 3D printer. I've still got all the assets from last season, and we are already a quarter of the way there on the mining rig. Oh man, you guys should really have names, right? I mean, in previous seasons I've called you guys Edgar... Wait, what were they? You were Edgar, Zim, and something else. Maybe Paul. Edgar, Zim, and Paul? In a real Wilson sense, it's kind of funny how you develop characters just by standing there. I like to think of you as just the boys, you know? Like, we come in and you're all like, hey! And I'm like, are you slacking off on the job again? And you're like, nah, boss, we got this. But, you know, we like to have fun around here. Once again, I've more than gone a little bit mad. Exoplanet is done. What are you up to? It almost comes out like a line graph. Imagine if you could take signals and play them, like, on loop over the radio. That would be something. It would be like some kind of cosmic bird song. There's also no reason for us not to just farm out signals like crazy now, right? Now that we have this thing going at a nice pace. Oh wow, we really need to buy some more drives. We probably got a few still in the bay. How are we doing as far as this goes? Radar looks clear. I'm actually going to change you because I haven't done it in forever. So the hole is still you. Stonehouse will change you to Cower. And that's fine. We might as well rename you just Monique, even though, you know, I know what it means, but I don't understand why I can only sometimes use lowercase. Now, one thing you had suggested was that I try hitting pipes in the base with the pickaxe. Now, as before I take any of your advice, I'm going to save and try and figure out where we can even find some pipes. There's some. Oop. Oh! Well, that's I mean, that's a predictable result. But not in video game logic. I am actually extremely impressed that that's a thing. Is this gonna be forever? You know, in hindsight, this might not have been smart. Oh, now your sound is loaded in. Hey, can you wash some of that blood off the floor while you're at it? You're considered an unknown again, even though it appears to be a red planet. Alright, we'll set you going and send you three out today. So we'll send these three out for the day, and we will take a ride over to the hull. Let's just make sure you're closed. In fact, I think we're going to be spending a lot of time over in that direction in this part, because there's a certain other thing I want to do with the cave. Since we know that we don't have an enemy there, well, there's another camping trip that I've been meaning to try for a while and been a little too afraid to attempt. Now, granted, I understand that it probably just wanted me gone, but, well, things give me an inch, I take a mile. I'm a scientist, right? Although a scientist of what exactly is a little bit vague at this point. Let's see, anything new here? Well, you've ripped the fence clean off, where before it was only partially torn. Alright, Monique, you just wait right here. This has been entirely ripped open. And I can still hear that rumble from the deep. You guys are both at 0. Wait, I had forgotten about these. What'll happen if I try to equip you with this vest? It doesn't really fit. Ah, and we have a menu so we can choose what we take off. Okay. The jacket is actually kind of Kel style, isn't it? We don't seem to have our half hooks anymore. Must have left them back at the cave when I was knocked over. But if we're careful, that shouldn't matter, especially since all we need to do is, oh god, is break our fall. Yep. Oof. Toss out with left click. Remove with right click. Yeah. A water break? I'd forgotten about that. And down here, the walls start to much more resemble those creatures we've seen. I'm starting to think that the concrete layer above, that's maybe something we did. And this is something they did much, much longer ago. Yeah. See, from what I remember, we just need to make sure that we're not moving too fast once we reach the bottom. There's still a long, long way to go, though. Now, last season, I tossed a camera down first, and it revealed that there is reason to come here. We're actually... Oh. Does this fog indicate that we found something new, or does it just mean that it's getting foggy out in general? This isn't exactly the most conventional weather vane. Yeah. But I think we're close. Now let's just start slowly lowering ourselves. Yeah. We're here. Some notes. A donut, which I imagine acts as a teleport. And what is unmistakably some of their technology. Oh wait, there's something here. Yoink! Achievement unlocked! Wait, what is this thing? Should not have done that. No name, simply H container 1 as its item tag. It's actually quite hefty. Well, I guess it makes sense that we wouldn't know what some kind of alien object is. Is that maybe what it was dropping down here? Is this maybe some kind of project that needs to be periodically fed or refueled or something? Maybe this wasn't an invasion. Maybe this was just some kind of scheduled maintenance. Although, just haphazardly dropping it down here so it lands off to the side, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it interacts with this stuff at all, but how can I even make that determination without understanding what any of this does? Either way, it'll make a really nice conversation piece on the coffee table. Work in progress, come back later. This thing wasn't here last time I did this. Maybe we can get it to interact with objects in here somehow? I mean, there's so many things that are shaped like it that could be slots for it, but it doesn't seem like it does anything for now. I imagine it might in the future. I think it must have been what was dropped because this thing wasn't here last season and neither was Birdo. But I think that's about all we can do for now. Look, there's a symbol of a star or a sun on the side, maybe even referring to the wisps. But like with most things, it's all left up to speculation. Like what this donut will do to my insides. Well, time to hike back. Oh, look at that. We've got exactly 333 points. Our job was completed at least, but I can't help but feel that that's at least somewhat unlucky. It's not as bad as I thought. Very interesting and unique data you got. Keep going, Kel. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Have you been seeing some of the stuff I've been sending to you? I mean, look, I know I'm acting as bait so that you can observe what observes me, but still, you could at least pretend to feed my ego if there's nothing at stake, right? Anyway, let's listen to this unknown. Don't worry, we're going back for Monique. Imagine if she could ride the ATV back for us. You told me that that came from there. This has showed up multiple times as an unknown, by the way. I don't remember if it's just a repeat signal or not, but in any case, it's certainly unnerving. Makes it seem important. Well, off we go on another hike. Quite pretty as the sun is setting, though. And all the while, I can't help but think, how funny would it be to come upon that fire extinguisher that decided to fly the coop the other night? Monique! You will not believe what I found down there. There's a bunch of alien tech, sure, and I brought some of it back to base, but more importantly, there is a donut that teleports you. Okay, well, I'll take your stunned silence as confirmation that I'm not crazy. And let me just collect this rusty 30-year-old can so I can eat it later. Oh, and I had forgotten you're like a vampire. I need to invite you in order for you to climb on the back of my ATV and or motorcycle. Come on. Can't wait to help myself to some of those delicious aged beans, or whatever is supposed to be in here. None, 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 none. God, these things are useful, and they're everywhere. But there is a forbidden can that I don't imagine we can open? No, it was too good to ask. I'm actually noticing that that temperature is creeping up slowly and steadily. So the next investment would probably be a cooler rather than another GPU. But we can worry about that next time. In the meantime, all I care about is our soon-to-be 3D printer. Now, as for what's going on over here, we've got another unknown ready to start processing. Nope. Right here. Alright. And you'll do that. Start another one here. We really have the means to just machine these things out now. But in the meantime, how's our radar looking? Aside from some stuff right here, there's nothing much. I'm really worried about what's gonna happen once that final slab of meat is gone from the locker downstairs. Like, something is subsisting off of all of that. And, well, it may have been a little over a month, but that is a lot of meat for over a month. Some of you pointed out that there was actually a chair up against it before. Those who came before us knew about what was in there. Putting it in might have been a hard-won fight, but maybe it's not the door itself sealing it in. Maybe it's simply the fact that it happened to be enclosed somewhere with everything it needed. What happens when it doesn't have that anymore? Look at that, we've got a planet with rings. That's pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but every time I play this game, I just get the itch to play Kerbal Space Program again. Come on, that's gonna be a real sensitive one right there. There we go. And oh god, TR1. You know what? I have to go out anyway. So Monique, you wait here. I need to hitch up the sleeping bag for another camping trip. Is that still... Oh god, what have I done with the sleeping bag? Where did I last have it? I don't remember what I did with that thing. And there's a lot of lights in the fog. It actually looks really cool. Oh, you know what? I think I had brought it to... I think I might have brought it to the cabin. That's fine. I've got to reset TR1 anyway. Oh, that's the signpost over there. For a second, I thought that there was somebody just standing over there at the edge of the light. I swear, I keep seeing things. You know, there was nothing actually there, so I can't show you what I meant, but I'm seeing things like crazy right now, and I don't know why. There's our cabin. Yep. Question is, was it here? Yes, okay. Let's take our clock with us, and our this thing. Yep. There you are. Yep. That was a close encounter. Hey, I bet we can just kind of follow you back, right? Yep. Never mind, you're just kind of on the prowl. I always find it so hard to find the caves at night. Look at me being all not worried about you whatsoever. I think it's somewhere in this direction, but man, everything is just pitch dark. I just got jump scared more by my sleeping bag than by you. There we are. So let's take our hook and our sleeping bag and make ourselves at home. Which is not quite the message we received last time, but we can certainly interpret it that way. Oh, we need to buy ourselves another glow stick. Look, nests are for sleeping. Sleeping bags are for sleeping. Therefore, sleeping bags are for sleeping in nests. There we are. Did we leave any of our stuff at the cave exit? We did not. Okay, so that stuff might be a loss. But it's worth a shot, right? happening just yet. $333. Anything at 333? Well, the aliens visited the cave, but the more terrestrial creature did not. Or, I say terrestrial, we don't actually know that for a fact. Either way, these camping trips always give us a great night's rest. By the way, I think it's really funny that this game has kind of worked itself out so that I was literally visited and fed by friendly aliens in my sleep. And I thought, oh, it's just you. Well, there is something else that we could try while we're out here. Hang on, let's bring out yield this thing. We're actually very close. I have been told for seasons that I need to try crawling through these logs and that something might happen. You say that this happens around 7 o'clock, or specifically 7 a.m. Well, actually, now that I double check, it might be between 6 and 7. So let's see if that does anything. Does not seem to have. Maybe it has to be going in a certain direction. I don't know. But either way, the moment has passed. Let's try again at 7. No such luck. Maybe it has to be 333, because I do hear a lot of conflicting information. But I think for now I've got to focus on getting these transformers sorted and getting home so Monique can be sent out. There go the streetlights. Really weird to see them go out like that and come back on. What am I, a slider or something? Monique, are you ready to take these? Hello? Monique, what happened to you? Monique, you've been... Oh god, you're radioactive. You've been reduced to your base components. What happened? Hang on. Oh my god, we're gonna have cancer again. The rad suit. I need the rad suit to reassemble you. Equip. Why did this happen? Okay, well, you go right here. Let's make sure we don't contaminate you with any of this stuff. What is this about? Oh, the cigarette packs better be on the ground. You literally just exploded into all this stuff. No, those cigarette packs are not. What's the deal? Put that here. We don't have enough. No, we do need the cigarettes. We do. And I don't want to break things by changing the game mode to sandbox to give them to me. That's 500 credits that I'm going to have to spend to get you back. Why? I don't understand why this happened. Was it because of the proximity to this thing? Hang on. Okay, it doesn't seem to be giving off radiation. It should be glowing blue in water if it was. Did this thing get up to something while I was away? Alright, well look, we can order 5 now. You're finished. About to be 10 a.m. We can come over here and collect 608 credits from you. We could even take out a loan to get this done a bit more quickly if we wanted. But it's basically free cash. Order you and hope that this works. In the meantime, we might as well listen to this, right? It's the meme signal again. It's gotta be connected to this guy, right? Which... I can't think of anything else. I've never had this happen with an Omega Curvus before. You guys didn't see anything? Didn't hear anything? This guy is also a new suspect. He hasn't been here all that long. And he certainly has motivation to want revenge. Come on down, you. It's like an emergency medical chopper arriving with the crucial supplies. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh la la. Oh la la.
Monique,
Oh la
I
la.
know things have been rough between us, but I am so glad to have you back. Now, please, right this way. I know you probably have a lot to tell me, and I can't wait to hear it, but unfortunately, before we can get to any of that, you are going to have to put these on. I'm just glad the kids weren't around to see whatever happened. Alright, wake up. You guys, there's probably something down, so you... Oh, I guess there's probably only one thing down somewhere, so Pinkfist will go take care of it. Meanwhile, Bluefist, you and Mom just kinda hang out. I have got some work to get done. I've also got to get out of these horrible duds. Actually, I had been so worried at the thought of something having happened to you that one of my employees almost got a free ride. Hang on, take these reports and get out there. Nobody eats for free around here. Meanwhile, this is basically done. We can just kind of put you over here, and you on here. There we are. And both of you should be back now. Oh no, you went in there. Alright. Well, you'll have your pay docked for knocking over that plant, but I think you did a good job. Now, kindly shut up. Yep, there we go. There we go. The things I do for love. I've got to say, a lot of the time I feel like Courage the Cowardly Dog in this series. I mean, I'm just this dutiful, silent type, just whiling away doing my job and constantly trying to keep the ones I care about, that being the Earth at large, I guess, safe from the abominations that nobody else sees. And we like to have some fun along the way. This is... it's gonna be so long before we hit 1,000 now, but the episode is young, I guess. But it's very easy to gauge that, and we should... Monique is still getting her work done. I don't know what to do in the meantime. Actually, is that leak still going downstairs? Because if so, we actually have a serious problem. Alright, it stopped. That's good to know. And that one slab of meat is still hanging. Well, if I'm bored, I suppose I could always bust out the metal detector. See what you can find out there. Hello, Monique, thank you. Good job. Alright, we'll send that out first then. How would you like to accompany me for a little while? Let's see what we can find just around the base. Huh, not much, it seems like. It's kind of strange that I haven't had a single ping yet. right beside the bunker. A drive. A drive with data on it. Okay, now I've had experience with strange drives before, and it's for that reason that Monique, oh, I guess you can't get over here. Monique, I am going to have you wait in the parking lot and watch from a safe distance, okay? I am so nervous for this, you have no idea. Okay, we've saved you. Let's actually stop the TV for now, or just mute it. And give it a listen. Nothing at level 0. What about level 1? I guess we'll find out in a bit. Okay, that is a new mystery for us to solve. But in the meantime, it's time for us to get our job done for the day. Now, I found random drives just sort of around the base, and some of those were the pranky hee-hee-hoo-hoo drives, but I've never found one buried underground before. So this one has me extremely curious. This is a first for this game for me. There you are at level 1. Oop. Come on. Maybe things will be a bit more clear now. No. Okay, what if we take you up to level... Let's go up to level 3. You guys want to see what it's like living with a French girl? Ah, but you have completed. And you once more tell us nothing. Okay, we'll try it at level 2. But I gotta say, that's among the more baffling things I've discovered. Kind of an Al Capone's vault right now. The funny thing is that once you reach a certain point in this game, the quiet moments don't feel like quiet moments. They feel like waiting moments. They feel like you're holding your breath, but you never know what you're holding your breath for. I'm actually... going down into the hole has demystified it a lot for me. It makes me feel like there's actually nothing to worry about there. And possibly even from the golden creatures themselves. But as for the rest, that I still don't know. All I'm thinking is that maybe I should bring some more gifts to the Arirals. Some of you have actually told me that there is a definitive pronunciation for their name, and it's Ariral. That is the worst possible way out of many to say it, and I will not be saying it myself, but apparently that's what it is. But it looks like we have an asteroid. These things get done so quickly now. Out of my way, please. Do we get anything from you at... Oh, wait, no. You were at level 2, weren't you? Yeah, you're at level 2. But still nothing. Well, we can still send it out for points in the same box. There we go. That is one talkative asteroid. But the way we're milling these things out, we should be in for some big cash flow in the near future. Huh, look at that thing. I mean, it looks like an asteroid, but it's oddly rounded. Let's prep a drive for it, I guess. Yep. Nothing here there. What is going on with that weird spherical object? I knew it didn't look like a normal asteroid. And it feels like one of those signals that means something. But tell you what, I know we've been through a lot in this episode, Monique, and I know you don't have the highest opinion of me. And I think I know what can fix it. Another kid. So let's get our shovel, and I'll order some garbage bags. Now, we may have to be quick about this, but we're gonna be out here for a while. So let's make sure we've got garbage bag rolls. How has this thing charged up? Pretty well. And let's ride off into the night. Yep. Our first stop is going to be TR2, where we can find the inexplicably never-rotting meat. Okay, now I'm going to need you to use both hands to help me shovel as much of this into the bag as possible. Don't worry, you'll have an opportunity to wash them in like 6 or 7 hours. Thank you. Probably could stand to clean up the trash kingdom a bit more while we're here, but right now I'm just doing maintenance on the way to our true destination, which is going to be Sierra, which should lie right over there at the foot of the windmills. The graffiti marks the spot, so let's see if this is the right one. It is. We are in the Eerie Zone. Also, Monique, I've neglected to bring a flashlight, so I guess we'll just have to rely on the ATV. I know you've got one, but for some reason we can't turn that on from here. At least I don't think so. Let us place our unholy egg timer. And next, our unholy seed. We'll just leave you up against the wall right here for now. And commit to our unholy task. That's digging a hole right at the base of the Eerie Zone graffiti, making me wonder who actually placed this here to know what this is all about. Oh, do we have to... do we have to be holding you? Let's bury item. And wait for midnight. Public education is sorely lacking where I come from. We are mere minutes to midnight now. And our creation should be born soon. Right? It's a girl. Alright, there you are. I was a lot more freaked out about this the first time it happened, but We can just grab this nice plush, who, you know, we did just see her move, and don't worry, we'll follow up on that more in the future, but for now, let's just bring her home. I can hear the midnight drone out there. Let's have a look at you. So if we go into our inventory, Eerie plush. There she is! I understand it's because you're a character from the developer's other game, however, I can't hear that phrase and not immediately think, there he is, from Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
There he is!
217. Oh wow, look, we got our good boy points while we were away, too. 325 point bonus, 2 signals level 3. Well, we're gonna start getting a lot more than that. And there you are. Can listen to you. Guy could fall asleep to the cosmic lullaby of Space Wind. Okay, that's another one for the pile. But there is another reason why I bought so many garbage bags. See, the next big purchase after the 1,000 credit 3D printer is going to be the wall builder, because in this season, I want to mess around a lot with that. I did a little bit last season, but, well, we're going to need to give Eerie some space of her own. She demands it, and I am not exaggerating. She may not seem like much now, but she can be quite a handful. I think, since we haven't done anything with this all season, up here would be a good spot to start. The industrial printer is 1,500 credits now. That is absolutely unbelievable. Well, look, we can send all of this out now. We could do that. We could just complete this job early if we get Monique to go do all this. Hey, Monique, guess who's going back to Sierra? Look, we all have to make sacrifices. This is a big responsibility, and we screwed it up with the first two, so we gotta make sure that this one goes right. Alright, and there were 2 more that we used to make you, so really we're kinda trying to fight for our dignity here. You're gonna love it here. Of course, if it weren't for having to buy those cigarettes, we'd already had this thing. Let's not get too bonked, and we are gonna have to buy some more meds later. But we need all these garbage bags, shrimps, batteries, all this stuff. I think this will be the first time this season we're actually riding the incredibly slow elevator upstairs. I still remember last season trying to haul the mining rig up here. That was an ordeal and a half. Let's start the cleaning process. Getting the baby's room ready is always a chore. The rest of this we can get rid of just using the shovel to de-trashify this place. Honestly, sending out the bags isn't worth all that much anyway. I just want this to be cleared. Oop, there you are. And we are ready to send all this stuff out. I'm honestly shocked at how quickly we managed to get this all in order. Now, how many things can this hold? Answer all of them. So that's A-okay. What about you? We can get one more. After all, we're trying to get as much money as quickly as possible, right? Yep. Wrong key. Drone is on its way to take away our job for the day. You are ready to do all this. And it shouldn't actually take us all that long to make up the difference, even if it did cost a little bit to get here. That was I feel like it did something a little weird there, but it was on screen so quickly, I honestly can't even tell. Either way, there we are, off to a good start, and we'll be off to an even better start once we manage to sell this garbage. Why they give us credit for it, I'm not really sure, but hey, credits are credits, right? I'm also really glad that the plumbing is still working, considering we literally took a pickaxe to the infrastructure, and I don't think it's being maintained out here. God, this place is beautiful in the morning, no matter how many times I see it. I'm just doing so much running around, I've forgotten to have a look at the fact that there's things out there. Alright, hang on. Now would be a good time to have a look at our cameras. I don't see anything. Then again, anything over the hills is gonna obviously be out of view. Is it consistent enough that I should get out there? That's going to be the next question. Hopefully we can get something half decent for our 60 garbage bags. In the meantime, we've got some cleaning to do. Look at all this filth. This is the kind of thing that used to take multiple episodes, but we've kind of got everything going for us. Alien sponges at our disposal. It actually becomes pretty satisfying with this thing rather than tedious. You know, after I talked about the eye toy while cleaning last episode, a bunch of you talked about the nostalgia you had for that thing, and some of you pointed out it couldn't actually be used as a USB microphone. I literally reached over to my right, pulled it out of the drawer, and plugged it in, and was shocked to see that, yeah, it really is just a regular USB plug on it. Now, it didn't work due to, like, you know, there's no drivers for this thing, but apparently there are ways to get it working, and now I'm super excited to try it. There you go. A room all to yourself now. Just don't get up to any shenanigans while we're away, alright? She'll be fine. You always have to identify what your bottleneck is, and I'm thinking at this point, oh, I should have gone for the logs again. We'll have to get it tomorrow. I'm so busy with everything going on. And our bottleneck now is sensor errors and movement speeds, so we're at the point where we're going to want to start investing in this again. Ooh. I don't believe I've ever noticed a lightning flash on the edges of this screen before. Surprise rain, huh? Man, imagine if this were like Pacific Drive, where you could get things that charge the ATV from rain or wind. Time though, we just gotta keep these signals coming. They're kind of our lifeline even more than the rig now. Even if it is pure profit at this stage. We got 120 points from the garbage, and we're gonna need another 120 from the rig. How are those contacts looking now? Still out there. I wish there was a better way to go chasing down specific coordinates in real time. As it stands, the best thing we could do is get one of those little digital maps, but even that's not very good because you can't use them from on the ATV. Gas giant. And an exoplanet. It actually... It looks sort of like the round asteroid or, like, object that we saw before. That's interesting because, look, there's things moving around it, but the object itself is oddly still. Or maybe it is rotating just extremely slowly. In any case, that's our job necessity for the day. We should already be a good portion of the way towards our good boy points for this week. Is there anything unusual sounding about you? Not yet. Alright, I'm gonna go pay a visit to the Arrels since we haven't talked to them for a while. Howdy. Every once in a while I get jump scared by what's on the screen. Anything going on out here? Ooh. There's actually something extremely close. Hang on. Let's go to the Kelmobile. No, 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 no. It would be over this way-ish, right? I mean, I see pings in this direction all the time, and I never find them. Even in spite of it all, that campfire has been a source of comfort for me, always indicating that for all the horrors that come down, you're still here. Here you go, it's been a little while. And I take it you still haven't touched this, right? And you probably never will in that event. This is the general direction of that pair of radar contacts, but I've yet to actually find anything. And you don't seem to have anything new either. I guess there's no interest in this particular hole in the ground. Out of order. I feel like that would actually make a fine decoration for the base. Excuse me. The livestock mutilations usually require actual livestock. Hang on, where's my camera? It's been taken. William the Protector ain't protecting nobody now, or maybe he went back to his home planet? I don't know, I only came out this way because it's the general direction of the radar pings. As usual, though, I see nothing. I know nothing. There's a reference 4 of you will get. How's that radar looking? Still seeing things out towards that edge, but the thing closer to the base is either gone or is now closer than ever. You know, either or. Exoplanet's done. Nice and spooky. We now have enough points to order that 3D printer, so that is precisely what we're going to do. So I believe it's actually listed as the industrial printer. 1,501 credits, because 1,500 just wasn't enough. And there we go. It may seem like I'm dumping a lot into rushing this, but trust me, once you get this thing, the base really takes off in its own way. Okay, so now we've got to make a critical decision. Do we want this indoors or out? And the answer is, it could be a parking lot fixture. I'm actually not sure if this thing will fit through the garage doors. The last thing I want right now, though, is for this thing to break open while you're next to it. Yep. Yep. You know what, Monique, just come wait over here.
Oh la
Especially
la.
since you are not gonna like what I do with it.
Oh la la.
Volume 36,200. Yep. There we are. Now that's weird. I've checked that the files are still in their folder, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be seeing them. Reddit said that yes, everything needs its own folder now, so we'll just start with one. And give it a try. Okay, that texture isn't working. Never mind, stop it. Alright, the help menu has the new format for textures, which should work now, but we probably have to wait for this thing to finish. In the meantime, we need to start building up funds for the wall builder. Otherwise, how else are we supposed to make Erie's room all that she needs it to be? I guess you guys are basically gonna be her uncles then, right? And Pinkfist and Bluefist are siblings? Actually, we should probably bring them up there to meet her, right? Come on, let's go. Alright, kids, you ready to meet your new baby sister? Here she is. She can't do much right now, but she's a lot of responsibility to help her learn and grow, and eventually she'll be a part of the family just like you. Starting with even more dark rituals. I know we need to give you that, and that. And you demand cheese. I unfortunately do not have the funding to pursue this right now, but we'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when she said she needs to be nurtured. You guys just kind of keep watch for a little while. I actually have a dream of turning this into a playroom. We have an unknown. My favorite type of signal. And by favorite, I mean most likely to summon new horrors, which I can then take for pictures for my blog. Which is basically winning for me. Have you ever noticed that at a certain point, the internet made it so that it's not just some fun thing you screw around on in your spare time. You actually kind of go out into the world so that you can gather content for the internet. Or at least that's how I tend to experience things a lot of the time, or that's how it was for a while. Now I create my content on the internet. I do it all right here at my computer. What was the weather like today? I don't know. I'm only half joking. Oh, look at that. From this angle, we can actually watch things print in real time. That's very useful to know. And it looks like you should be just about finished soon. Just about, there we go. Now we can start on the next one. Okay, this one appears to be printing correctly, which means we can set about our main goals now. Of course, the next one is going to be just rebuilding our funding, and that's going to take time, but first, I want to head back to the cave. And it's going to be for no reason other than to grab one of those pumpkins. We're going to need it for tomorrow, trust me. Hello, it's been a while since I've seen one of you. Here, you can just hang out with the defective printout. Meanwhile, Monique and I have got someplace to be. My obsession with that cave has not terminated yet, and there is something you guys have told me to do. Especially since everything else I've tried to do in that direction hasn't worked out. Oh, and don't even let me forget about the alien artifact we recovered that's currently sitting in my storage room. What just happened? Wait, what? Wait, you exploded again! You exploded again! Why did that happen? Is this a bug or what? Alright, that prompts a reload. That prompts a reload if anything ever did. Oh, don't even have to print it again because reloading a save fixes it. Okay, Elster. I told you Monique wouldn't like what I was doing with this, but we are bringing you back into the place of honor. Right here, so you're always in my view while working. Perfect. Now, as for you, I'm gonna want you to stay more over here. I'm not gonna save for right now until I figure out what's going on. This is actually gonna prompt me to back up. But yeah, you just stay here for now, and I will go to the cave on my own. I have no idea if this thing is involved, and in fact, it wasn't anywhere near her this time. But I would still feel better dropping this accursed thing back underground where it was placed in the beginning. There you go. And let's make sure nobody can get at it either. There is some source of radiation. You're exploding again spontaneously. Why? Why is this happening? Monique, if I take you over here, Geiger counter says nothing, right? Idle. I don't think radiation should be able to kill you anyway. If I bring it... wrong one. If I bring it over here... nothing. No readings from this object. So what is causing you to spontaneously combust like that? Okay, the only thing I can think to do right now is to just turn you off. Just plushify you and hope that that helps. In the meantime, you can just kind of hang out right here. There we go. Keep the guys company. And these will be waiting to be used again. Meantime, I guess I will be the one to make the soul journey to the cave. We are going to see what happens when I grab this pumpkin and bring it outside. We're gonna need Wolfgang for this. It's something you guys have been telling me to do for a while, and I simply did not want to invest in it, but maybe now we'll have a chance? I'm actually not 100% sure if this works at night, but either way, we need the pumpkin. Whoa. What is this? Hang on. I'm not gonna be able to get to my camera in time! What is this? A panel. A light panel. In fact, it's still giving off light. Although it doesn't seem to cast a glow on the ground. What is this, the Truman Show? It's like a star just came crashing down to Earth. Okay, this is coming with us, clearly. And since I can't pick it up for myself, I'll have to tow it. Wait, that caused it to go dark. Okay, I hope I didn't permanently break it. I was gonna use it to decorate my base. One with us. Hopefully it doesn't take damage coming down this hill. I'm gonna have to make a note of where I am and come back here tomorrow to see if there were any additional parts. From the sound of it, I thought it blew up the ATV. Did that come straight for me, or was I just in the exact wrong place at the exact wrong time? I'm inclined to believe the former. Imagine if all the artifacts we're discovering could eventually just be merged together into like a Megazord or something. Well, I guess we can leave this here and just pretend it's like a telepad or something, right? God, what do I even do with this thing? I also seem to have broken it when I attached the hook. How are you doing? Well, you're still in one piece, so that's good. I think I should probably just sleep, right? The lights are flickering. Something just flew overhead. It crashed! Hang on, wait, cameras. No, it landed right there. Hang on. That's an entire vehicle. That thing just dropped from the sky? Any information we can get from the license plate? It's not one that I recognize, but imagine it was one from far, far away. Oh, it's just a firefly. Wrong place, wrong time, buddy. I am the expert in that. Okay, let's get a fire extinguisher, see if we can put this thing out. Since it doesn't seem to be going out on its own. Is there one back here? No, we moved it. You're still working. You're still burning. Okay, you're just making fun of me at this point. Well, I guess in the morning we'll have a closer look. It seems like the sky is falling left and right tonight, and I have no idea what to do about it, or if it means something, or if it's just a coincidence, or what, but we've still got radar pings in the same direction as before. I don't want to go into spoilers, but I can't help but be reminded of my favorite recent Alien movie. Also, did I turn this light on? I was kind of taking some time to myself and the family in this part, but there is a lot going on now, and I think that means it's about to get even more intense. There's something right outside, actually. So I think I'm gonna have to end it pretty soon. And it's not you either. Got something chewed up that vehicle and just spit it right back out in a flaming mess. And I can't think it's a coincidence that it's right after... I think a fake star just fell on us. Taking inspiration from the movie I was thinking of, maybe this was part of its disguise, maybe it was always there. We need to help raise Erie, we need to do what has to be done at the cave, you know, since we do have a massive surplus of baguettes now. One of the creepiest and honestly my favorite parts of this game is these Cold War moments. The kind of thing where you're not directly under attack, but you've seen something which seems to indicate that there's something dangerous out there. And so you just go into this sort of silent lockdown, this time where the doors are locked, everybody's inside, and you're just staring out into the dark, in the silence, the same silence as always, just waiting for something to happen. At the moment, I'm just kind of trying to keep myself busy because I want to stay up until 6 a.m. so I can try for those logs again. But in the meantime, this window has gotten filthy in very short order, as have my lungs, apparently. I'm actually maybe gonna have to go do the reports myself today. At least until I can figure out what's going on with Monique. And how did you get in here? Actually, you may have been in here for a while. You keep showing up. I've just gotten so complacent. It's been since the Wisps that I've actually, like, taken lockdown seriously. I still lock the doors, but I don't, like, religiously check like I used to. And I'm worried that you're a warning that we're going to end up paying the price for that. I keep forgetting that there's a lot about this game I don't know, and sometimes that smacks me in the face. At very high velocity, from an altitude of about 80,000 feet. As important as this lockdown is, it is 4:45, and I need to get going. How are you doing on fuel? Decent enough. And I think our best bet will be the one at TR1. That'll be the easiest to find and most identifiable. Driving right past the wreck of that vehicle as we go. Not that I would know, but to me the plates looked Swiss. They had the little cross on them. But it's not like I would know, really. Yippee! I think that was the best one yet. But the idea that it's local, that it may have just been sitting up there disguised in the sky, taking things and then depositing them back down? I don't know, man. I think I saw a light over to the left. That's just a street post, but I'm really looking out for anything. We know that those wisps don't just show up in the form of the invasion that happens for like a week. Alright, where's that log? I think it's over here. Now we have a... I don't have the clock on me. Actually, wait. If I try sleeping in the Arrival's cabin, then I can see the time over on the post. I can't need more than like an hour, but at least I'll be able to see what time it is. There we go, 6 a.m. Thank you very much. See, it's good to have friends in the neighborhood. Smooth transition. But look at that. I think that's TR1 over there. Or no, that's too big. That's got to be the campfire. A 6 a.m. teleport straight to the other side of the map, but only at 6 a.m. and only via these logs. And we can follow it back the exact same way. That is so cool. That is just, like, that's one of those things where it's just so unlikely that you'll find it, but if you do, and that's one of the huge strengths. I always talk about how obscure the Easter eggs are in this game, and some of the ones that are, like, a ritual, I still kind of think that. But for stuff like this, it's just there if you should happen upon it. And because there's so much else going on, it's not like you're banging your head against the wall trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. It's simply a case of there being mysteries in the world. Of even if you find something, you might not understand how or why it happened, and so you spend all this time discussing it and sharing it with people, and just trying to figure out what made it work in the first place if you can't replicate it. I think the real fun of things like cryptids and conspiracies and such is just talking about them, of taking different ideas and observations and comparing them against each other and coming up with ideas. It's the speculation that makes it really fun, and I feel like this game invites that in a way that other games really can't, because it's so open, because there's so many potentials for false positives and things that aren't necessarily clear. Like, when I tried to look it up when I couldn't get the log thing to work the first night, I saw all this discussion about what it does specifically or how it works, whether this log or that works. Yes, I saw it work. No, I tried it and it didn't work. It only works at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 3:33 a.m. And the fact that there could be so much disagreement over something that's in the game, it just really tickled like the conspiracy theorist part of my brain, and that's the kind of thing that only works in something as open as this. We need to have a look at that thing. You're ready to go. We are out of drives again already. Wow. We've been tearing through these things like crazy. How's radar looking? There's still something out there, and it looks like it's by that statue. Whatever's happening to Monique, I don't know if changing her into her plush form resets that, but I don't know if I'm really willing to play with that right now. It seems to me that the only way I can safely send her out is if I'm following close behind and accompanying her on that trip, because otherwise she could disassemble somewhere and I would have no idea where she is. So let's, for the first time in a long time, let's see what we need. India Hotel X-ray. God, how long has it been since we've done this? And then SV hash. I really should send the kids out to fix all these things. I think there's a bunch of them down. 08B3. You're back. I don't know what I expected to find, but I did not expect to see you simply return to your pedestal like this. At first I thought maybe you had been taken up by the same thing that took up the vehicle, but what is going on here? Okay, hopefully they check the dates on these photos, otherwise it just looks like a prank. Or are you a statue? Okay, I don't know why my mind is going straight there. And may the hungry be fed, and the weak be defended, and my enemies shall perish, in memory of the Great One who protects us. That takes on a whole different meaning, knowing that the higher-ups know about what goes on here, and we're just bait. Maybe it's more than scientific. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a reverence for these things. Like some kind of cult almost, and maybe I was supposed to die. And there's some frustration because I haven't. Like I was supposed to be a sacrifice. Conveniently enough, X-ray is also down, so that helps. Today I had to do manual labor, and I am not at all happy about it. It's like that statue is showing up as a permanent radar ping now, like it moves when I'm not looking at it. Maybe we should set up a camera on it. Let's just listen to this. Now that's a real voice of the void. Alright, if we can't finish what we started, as far as the cave goes, we can at least do so with Eerie. And in a second, we're gonna have some cash to spend, so that'll be alright. Radar still showing the same as earlier. We just got a ton of points from sending those signals out. Our good boy points for the week should be more or less assured at this stage, like even in this early state. And we've proven that we can still do a bit of manual labor, even without Monique. I'd very much not like to. Please, if anybody has any idea what's going on with this, let me know. Alright, you. Yep. Yep. You want a cookie. We might not have time for this. We might not have time for this at all. TR3. How is that? I was literally just there. Is this some kind of EMP? I literally can't generate any power. I can't go over there. Well, you know what that means. Lockdown and... well, we can't lock down. The doors aren't locked. Thankfully, these things keep working somehow. What do I do about this? Radar still works? But it's not showing anything. How does one respond to this? Do I just start walking? I'm definitely not suited for this at the moment. Would walking over there even help? But I don't know what else to do. You're just keeping an eye out in the skies because this is obviously more than a coincidence. Well, that seems to be the culprit. Even after walking here, I've got to walk all the way back. It wants me outside and it wants me moving slowly. That's what I'm gathering from all this. I'm still not seeing how or why this happened. There we go. It seems to be affecting everything, and I don't see how starting that up again would help the ATV, or how it would cause the ATV to screw up. There's something out there! I'll try and catch up, but who knows if I'll be able to. Should I be catching up? There's more than one! There's a bunch! This is so... ow. Why did I fall over? No, come on, camera. Is that my cancer again? Hang on. By the way, this game... Come on. Come on. And also, are they heading for base? Maybe I can get a better vantage from up here? I don't see them at all now. God, what were those things? They didn't look robotic. Let's slide if we need to. We've got this helmet, right? Yeah. And for that matter, where could they have gone? Are they heading back towards the base right now? If so, I need to get back there and lock down. They were facing away from me. They didn't see me, so I can't determine if they were hostile or not. Crossing, crossing. ATV, what do you look like? You're working again, somehow. Okay, we've got to get the power back on. Thankfully, the mining rig still works, which notoriously that doesn't use a lot of power, you know? There we are. That means we can safely lock down again and go out and look for those things, right? Fuck you. Wait, I need some coffee first. I need it. I've got food, but I need coffee. Those creatures had something glowing on their backs, so maybe I can spot them from up here. But if not, they may just be gone. I have looked all over from some high peaks and have not seen any light that isn't supposed to be here. So we are just gonna actually lock down again. Only thing I can think now is to look at the radar and see if there's anything that's not supposed to be there. There is something all the way out there and at the other edge. We saw at least 2 of them, and they seemed organic. Let's have a look at those photos then. I can hardly see anything. They seem to be upright to be humanoid. Actually, see, the thing is, at first glance, they looked sort of like the jackets we found up at the hole. I don't know what to make of that information, but it doesn't sound good. All I know is that I am unfortunately out of time. But there's more fuel for our speculation. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, this is going to be one of those times where I just put on the TV, stare out the window, and try to do my job without panicking.